Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Universe Mode. My name is Plus, and welcome to your holiday edition of Tuesday Night Raw. At least for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. December 26th, we are coming to you guys live a day after Christmas. I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas. And ladies and gentlemen, we are set to get right into the fold as we are now under 2 weeks away to our next up-and-coming pay-per-view, No Way Out, as we have been, building the scale for the last almost 2 months here in Universe Mode to paint that picture going into the No Way Out, to paint that picture going into the Chamber. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to start you off with what was advertised. It's Judgment Day. It's the Judgment Day 3 OGs, the two champions, Rhea Ripley and Finn Balor. And on the other side, the godfather of the Judgment Day himself, Damian Priest. Ladies and gentlemen, I said it once and I say it again. When you are looking at the eyes of the Judgment Day, when you look at the entire year and what everybody has been doing all year here in Universe Mode, you've got to look at the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day have done big things here in Universe Mode all season 2. Listen, Rhea Ripley has had the women's division on lock. Damian Priest has not only excelled Dominic Mysterio, but has excelled JD McDonough to absolutely, exceptional places. And being Finn Balor, come on, almost 2 months ago, putting on one hell of, if not one of our best main events we've ever seen with Chris Jericho, putting on bangers with Bryan Danielson, Randy Orton, and others, to say the least. I mean, when you look at this team, this faction, you were looking at pure and utter dominance and brutality on a different scale, ladies and gentlemen. And I can only imagine what the World's Heavyweight Champion can have on his mind. That was what was advertised. We are going to get words from the champ. Well, as we are obviously getting into a pay-per-view surrounded around my main event of WrestleMania, I want to get into each and every single challenger that we have on display here, because let's be honest, the field is very big. It's not narrow as it once was. The field has a lot of options, and the options are looking up when it comes down to the next challenger for the World's Heavyweight Championship. But I think that every single person who has their little factions, who has their tag teams, who has just one person backing them up, even the people who have the balls enough to stand on their own here on Raw, you all seem to forgot who runs this show. You seem to forgotten who's ran Universe Mode for the entirety of Season 2. You are looking at the Judgment Day. And we stand here for this Christmas edition of Raw. We stand here on December 26th. And as I look at each and every single individual who is lined up for that chamber, I don't see a threat. So maybe my Christmas gift came a day late. Maybe the field of competitors walking into the chamber, maybe it won't make a difference. Maybe it won't make a difference who wins. I mean, who do we have? We have CM Punk, Samoa Joe, Cody Rhodes. I mean, come on. If it's not a man I've beaten before, then it's somebody who has that destiny in their lineup. Because when you go one-on-one with the Prince, you're looking down a dead barrel. And the barrel is just going to spell out simple words. That's that I'm better than you. I'm better than each and every single one of you. I've been seeing what you've been doing. I've been respecting it, but you know what I don't respect? I don't respect false illusion, and that's exactly what Roman's been giving. That's exactly what Joe's been giving. That's exactly what each and every single person inside that chamber has been given. And it's, to be honest, the fact that we have one more man to enter that chamber just says enough. Who's it going to be? There's a lot of individuals who want to get their chance, who want to get their top prize, and who want to step up for the big plate, the big gold in the main event of WrestleMania. There's a lot of guys who want it, but no man can get the job done. So I don't care who is that final man. Just know you will fall like the rest. But that brings me to everybody's favorite Scottish psychopath, Drew McIntyre. You put on one hell of a showing last week, McIntyre, but the guy you beat, I've beaten twice already. You see, everything that Drew McIntyre is doing, everybody's looking at it as some great thing, but you're just doing Finn Balor redos. So why don't you do the world a favor and just leave? Because if it's not you getting the big one, you don't want it. And every single time you get the big one, what happens, Drew? You fall flat on your face.
Oh man, wait a minute. I think Finn Balor might have just signed himself up for a war of words with a Scottish psychopath, ladies and gentlemen. But can you argue that it's smart for Drew McIntyre to even come out? You have Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley holding the back of the world champion. This is different.
You know, you're a real funny guy, Finn, you know that? Because I just had a conversation with the general manager, Adam Pearson. He informed me that we're 2 weeks away from No Way Out and you have yet to have a challenger, and informed me that I only have to win one more match to claim myself as #1 contender. We only have 2 weeks left. I want to be #1 contender, and you keep ducking. What are you so afraid of, Finn? Are you afraid that you finally met your match? Are you afraid that the Judgment Day is going to see you for what you are when you stand in the ring with me, and that is nothing but a coward, a fraud? I give you this. Listen, you and Jericho, you did one hell of a thing at Clash of Champions, but I am a different kind of man. I am a different kind of monster. I am a different kind of psychopath. And I am a psychopath who looks to wear gold around his waist. And if you think that I am just another stepping stone for you, then you have me completely confused with all of the men that you have faced in the past. Because me, I am different. What makes me different is the fact that I bust my ass each and every single week. I give off each and every single match like my heart is on the line. I do what I have to do, and at the end of the day, whether I win, lose, or draw, I come back. You see, Drew, right there, you're doing it again. Right there, you're doing it again. You're explaining to every single person in this room about all the failures that you have had all the struggles that you've had, but you know what? Those struggles have nothing to do with us. They're all on you. I don't give the WWE Universe excuses. I give promises and I deliver. Just like this promise. Tonight, you're going to go one-on-one with the Godfather of the Judgment Day, Damian Priest. And he is going to put you in your place. Adam Pearce said you have one more match to win. Well, I am about to make it 2. Because I am about to dump you right back down on your ass. Back under the ranking system where you belong. Because you are a quid pro quo, Drew. You are a guy who's good for a moment. And come, No Way Out. If you even make it there, I am going to prove that. But tonight, Damian's going to take care of you. Tonight, Dominic and JD are going to be in the corner of Damian just to make sure nothing goes wrong tonight. Things are going to get done and Judgment Day's order will be restored.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, can we get the matchup confirmed? One hell of a start to your episode of Raw. Drew McIntyre wants the World Heavyweight Championship. Balor has to accept the challenge if Drew wins one more match. And Balor wants that match to be against the Godfather of the Judgment Day. Man, oh man, listen, can Damian Priest even defeat the Scottish psychopath with the war that he has been on? I don't know, but it seems like we're going to find out tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as this has been your open to Raw. Man, oh man, oh man, what an open. Well, alright, ladies and gentlemen, getting into the fold later tonight, we are going to be hearing from LA Knight. And that is not all, ladies and gentlemen, as we have qualifying action between two friends. It's Lynch, it's Flair, one-on-one, and that does not stop the qualifying action there as Damage Control's Dakota Kai is going to be going one-on-one with Mitchin. And, ladies and gentlemen, inside your main event, it's tag action. It is the Shields versus the Creed Brothers, and now confirmed it is going to be Drew McIntyre going one-on-one with the Damian Priest later tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I want to say happy holidays to everybody watching at home, and I hope you guys not only had a great Christmas, but got all of the great things. But, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully your pick is your winner here tonight, as Charlotte Flair is set to go one-on-one with Becky Lynch, as both of those women have had a bit of a hard time here in Universe Mode to reach back up to that championship brass. But it was Charlotte Flair who went one-on-one with Rhea Ripley at the Survivor Series pay-per-view and lost to Rhea Ripley. And at that point, Charlotte kind of died down from the women's division. She went from, having a bit of a war with Damage Control to just not really being in the fold at all. And Becky Lynch took that a bit personal, as Becky Lynch told Charlotte Flair, listen, you told me you were going to be there for me. You brought me in to do this war, and I end up fighting it by myself. And Becky Lynch didn't really respect that, and Charlotte simply said, listen, that's not my problem. Listen, well, wise words from Charlotte Flair, to say the least, but definitely not the best choice of words in my opinion. I mean, listen, you're looking at a woman like Charlotte Flair, obvious athlete. I mean, look at her, ladies and gentlemen. But you were looking at a woman like Becky Lynch, though, and she has been on an absolute shred here in Universe Mode as of late, as she has been wanting to rise above and really show herself off here in this division. Not only showing that she's the best of the best, but having that reputation follow behind. Ladies and gentlemen, this one's going to be very interesting here tonight, as Flair goes one-on-one with Lynch, two former friends. But tonight we're seeing Charlotte Flair have to, shed that skin a little bit, have to show off those snakish ways, that she is going to be going one-on-one with Becky Lynch inside this qualifying match. And the winner of this matchup will be added to the Elimination Chamber. As we all know, the Chamber is one of the most demonic structures that we have ever seen here in Universe Mode, and it's going to be very interesting to see if Flair or Lynch can get ahead in this matchup and walk away with the win. It's going to be very interesting. I mean, last year neither of these women were not only in it, but they weren't, able to compete for it. So it's going to be interesting to see the new tide this time around, as the man has come around, and her name is Becky Lynch. Ladies and gentlemen, Lynch is here, and she is here for one reason and one reason only, and that's not to kick ass, but that's to take names. The man has shown off that she is the end all and be all. But ladies and gentlemen, what the big question is, with the pool of women that we have inside that chamber coming up for No Way Out, is it enough, ladies and gentlemen? Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Bayley, those are three women already who are absolutely dominant. Listen, Rhea Ripley's going to want to keep that championship around her waist. Bianca Belair is going to want to correct that Raw anniversary mistake. And Bayley not only was the first woman to compete in the Elimination Chamber, but she was the first woman to be the last and final two in the Elimination Chamber. The first woman to compete for the Women's Championship after it was on a Superstar. And one of the first persons to challenge for the title on multiple occasions, now again challenging next Sunday, January 7th. It's going to be damn good in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. I can't wait to see you guys there for No Way Out. But here we go. We're getting right into the fold, as the crowd is obviously chanting for Becky here tonight. Big punch there by Becky Lynch. Lynch trying to go down, knock down Flair there, but Flair kicks her down. Very beautiful takedown there by Charlotte Flair. Oh, big slap to the chest there. One more time, third time there for Flair. Flair not playing any games with her best friend here tonight, or I don't even know if we can call her that, as, like I said earlier tonight, it was one Charlotte Flair who told Becky Lynch that, she was going to, help her. She was going to take that war to Damage Control with her, and then left her high and dry during that entire crossover event when Saraya and the entire Outcasts were around. Becky Lynch has overall had to fend for herself here on Raw, and oh man, wait a minute, there we go. Beautiful takedown there by Charlotte Flair. Flair having a very beautiful attire there, representing for the holidays. And once again, I want to thank everybody for coming to this video a day after Christmas. I know you're probably dying to play with the things you've gotten this time of year, but wait a minute, Becky now, big uppercut there. Overall, we just want to say thank you for the support. Raw anniversary went out with a bang 2 weeks ago, and now here we are at the Raw Holidays edition. And wait a minute, big kick out there by Charlotte Flair. Flair now looking to fight back against Becky Lynch. I eat my words there, as Lynch now bouncing off of the ropes and taking her down there. All of that momentum, will it go to her head, into the cover? No, Flair kicks out at one. Flair kicks out at one and stares at Lynch in the eyes. You see the back and forth by these two women. Listen, they've trained together. They've eaten together. They've shared hotel rooms together. These two women have gone the distance when it comes down to the women's division, and have gone the distance in their own personal lives when it comes down to Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. It doesn't get any more personal than this. Into the cover. Is this it? Two. Will she advance? No. It was a snappy one, but it was last minute, to say the least. Flair is not at 100%, and you can definitely tell that the last kicker is living up to her name. Man, oh man, we knew the intensity going into this one was going to be there. We knew the tension going into this one was there for sure. But the big question that everybody had How is Charlotte? How is Becky? How are they going to go into this matchup? How much respect was going to be followed behind in this matchup? As wait a minute now, look at this. Oh! Becky Lynch psychs us out there, or more psychs out Charlotte Flair, as Flair didn't appreciate that. Feels like Becky Lynch might have, was playing with her a little bit, but now Lynch is giving her the ring, and referee on the count of 4. Charlotte Flair getting right back into the ring. Beautiful work there, and wait a minute. Oh, big slap to the chest there. Crowd chanting, woo, for the crowd. Very, very beautiful work there by the crowd and by Charlotte Flair. Look at that. Becky trying to fight back, Charlotte trying to fight back. Becky saying no to Charlotte. The crowd here in New York City is fired up not only for the holidays, but for this qualifying match. Look at this now, Lynch bouncing her against the ropes. Once again, Charlotte going with her, and Lynch taking Charlotte inside and absolute out. When the man comes around, there's nothing left to do but clean house. Look at this, second leg drop there. And I think Becky Lynch is absolutely well scouted and knows exactly where she needs to go and what she needs to do. Now lining up Charlotte Flair for what could be the beginning of the end here. Looks to catch her here. Slides through. Manhandle slam. 1, 2. She does it. Becky Lynch not only just defeated her best friend, but she just moved on to the Elimination Chamber. Ladies and gentlemen, No Way Out is shaping up to be one hell of a pay-per-view, and something that we can already promise, ladies and gentlemen, is that this right here, Becky Lynch, is added, and she is now our 4th woman added to the Elimination Chamber. Man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming up at No Way Out, it's going to be damn good, as we are going to be seeing LA Knight go one-on-one with Adam Cole, but that's not all for the Tag Team Championships. It's going to be 7-star FTR going against Brian Moxley, the Shield. And so far, ladies and gentlemen, all 5 participants, it is Punk, Rhodes, Reigns, Lashley, and Samoa Joe. Who will be the final member? Find out next week. I've been asking you and your brother for weeks. I'm only gonna ask one more time. Where is Solo? Tribal Chief, listen, man, I don't know. I've been looking for him, just like you, just like Paul, just like Jimmy. I mean, we even lost the titles, and you're still focused on Solo. I mean, we have more important things to worry about, don't you think? Excuse me? See, no, I could be wrong, but it sounds like you just questioned your Tribal Chief. I'm gonna give you a chance to start over. You're absolutely right. You know what? Things have just been a little tense, as you know. We lost the tag titles. We haven't really had a chance to really talk about that, and things with Solo aren't really going anywhere. I mean, every time you tell us to find him, we go and we look and we search, and he's nowhere to be found, and it's just not going anywhere. I feel like we should be focused on us getting our titles back and you going after your world title. You know what? You have a point. Going forward, this is the mission statement. I win the Chamber. You get your rematch at WrestleMania. And if Solo hasn't figured out his issues by then he's out of the bloodline. I want to get straight down to business. And what business is me and Adam Cole. Listen, Cole, you ran your mouth. You've talked your trash, you've hit me with a couple of cheap shots, but one thing remains the same, and that is LA Knight's name ringing through all of the arenas, whether it's Raw, whether it's Mayhem, whether if it's in a live event that we go on, the entire world is chanting LA Knight, yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, I have a prophecy to tell you. Adam Cole talks about his so-called story times. Well, no, who's ready for story time with LA Knight? Because I have one hell of a story, and my story started with going after the Intercontinental Championship, but you know how that one played out. I'm not going to bore you with the details. I'm going to hit you with the harsh reality, and the harsh reality is that we are under 2 weeks away from January 7th. That's a very special date. I hope you marked it down in your calendar, because that's no way out. That's when you see LA Knight mark his road to WrestleMania and become the new Intercontinental Champion. That's when you see LA Knight bring that mid-card title and bring it right back to where it belongs, at the top. Yeah, that's where LA Knight does exactly what he needs to do, and that is bring this division back to where it once was. And I'm not talking about when Austin Theory was holding the title. I'm not talking about when Robert Roode was holding the championship. I'm talking about back when Sheamus was holding the championship, back when the championship used to be something to be proud of, when the championship used to be about brawling and straight up wrestling, hard hitting work. But now it's about hiding behind two so-called men who call themselves a tag team but haven't done anything since September. Listen, you boys are messing with the wrong one, and I intend to cash all those checks that my mouth has been writing, and that starts with this Friday. I want to go one-on-one with Kyle O'Reilly. We are on the road to the Elimination Chamber. We are on the road to No Way Out, and although I'm not in that chamber, I am going to make sure that I use this to my advantage. I am going to make sure that I use this little fight coming up with you to my advantage to get my hands on Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. I'm coming for you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you see backstage, the Godfather of the Judgment Day, Damian Priest, backstage with the World Heavyweight Champion Finn Balor, as they are gearing up for Damian Priest's big match coming up tonight, as Priest is going to be going one-on-one with the Scottish psychopath himself, Drew McIntyre. And if McIntyre can win this match, then he will be taking on Finn Balor at No Way Out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are set to get into another qualifying match right here in New York City as the pool is closing more and more, and we have 2 more spots to fill. Becky Lynch entered that first spot, but tonight we will see that second spot be filled when the Damage Control's 1/3 of Damage Control goes one-on-one with the woman herself, Mia Yim, as Dakota Kai steps up. And listen, you know, Mayhem was a bit of a show for Damage Control last week, as this past Friday on Mayhem, we see Bianca Belair go one-on-one with the returning Asuka, and Io Sky taking on Bianca Belair. Now, you know, Asuka won hell of a returning match back, but it was Bayley to walk away with the victory, securing her spot for the Chamber once again this year. But it was Io Sky that wasn't able to get the job done against Bianca Belair. So Bayley has gotten the job done and so far holds the momentum for Damage Control. But as Bayley explained earlier tonight to Dakota Kai, if Dakota can win this matchup, then that'll get her that much closer, or them that much closer to that Women's Championship. And that makes Damage Control's odds just a little better, if you ask me, ladies and gentlemen, which is very true. 2 members of Damage Control being in there, that definitely makes the odds a lot better. But the big question is, can Dakota Kai get the job done tonight? It's going to be very, very interesting, as she is going to be going against a woman that we haven't seen much of here in Universe Mode. We've seen her for the qualifying matches. She was around last year for the qualifying matches, and this year she looks to come around and she looks to do what she has to do. The big question is, ladies and gentlemen, is will she be able to get this job done? Is she going to be able to walk away with the victory? Will tonight be Mia Yim's night?
That is the big question that everybody wants to know. So many questions, but not enough answers, ladies and gentlemen. But we have all the answers for you right here live on Wrestle Plus as we are getting into this event. It is going to be one hell of a matchup here tonight for the holiday edition of Raw. And it seems like Mia Yim is ready for war. She is ready for a battle with Damage Control. And as anybody knows, when you step into the ring with Damage Control, you're stepping into the ring with all of Damage Control. It's no going one-on-one. There ain't no fair ones out here for Damage Control. They don't believe in that. And I think Mia Yim knows that. She's seen the work that, Damage Control has done over the last couple of months, knows the influence of Damage Control, knows how dangerous Damage Control is. Tonight's all about capitalizing on an opportunity, and right now the opportunity stares Dakota Kai right in the face. As Dakota Kai firing off with a lot of kicks here early on in the matchup. Very beautiful work there, kicking her down. As Dakota Kai, she's gonna do that a lot in this matchup. She's gonna go for some kicks, some maneuvers, and that's really what Dakota Kai is all about here in universe mode. Beautiful work there. Beautiful work there. And wait a minute now, Dakota Kai looks to do some more work here to Mia Yim, but Yim makes me my words there, stomping her down. Yim stomping her down and making sure it damn well counts. And wait a minute now, look at this. Yim dropping off Dakota Kai where she stands. Absolutely beautiful work we're seeing here by Mia Yim. Listen, this can be a breakout performance here tonight by Mia Yim. It's all about her. It's all about if she has that drive, if she knows in her heart of heart that she is ready to capitalize on an opportunity like this, ladies and gentlemen. It's no easy task to say the least, but it's something that can be done. And with the influence of how this division, how this brand has been going over the last couple of months, Mia Yim can definitely get the job done. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I've said it a bunch of times before in the past. The women's division is at a completely different place than it once was. The pool has definitely opened up for a lot of female superstars. And tonight, that same case can work out for Mia Yim, as she is absolutely dominating Dakota Kai here tonight. And oh my God! Spiking her head right into the ring post there as the referee on the count of 5. Mia Yim getting into this ring. Now listen, she can win. She can qualify for the chamber by count out. That is a possibility, and it seems like she wants to take that way. She wants to take the count out way. Referee looking to go on the count of 8, and he does. As she gets right back up to her feet and gets into the ring. Dakota Kai getting into a ring. But Mia Yim having her perfectly scouted into the cover. Is this one going to be it here tonight? No! Kicking out at 2 with so much power behind it. I mean, my God. Dakota Kai, it seems like that pep talk from Bayley earlier tonight has definitely gotten to her. As Dakota Kai is doing what she has to do in this matchup. Or at least attempting. That's got to be the nail in the coffin. Into the cover. 1. No, what? Kick out at 1 is nuts. Kick out at 1 is absolutely insane. Talk about wanting to show off and show out. Eat defeat for your trouble. That's it. 2. No. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Dakota Kai's finishing maneuver. Women's wrestling indeed. And wait a minute now, looking to get into the cover, but I eat my words here as that is a submission. Both of the arms locked in. Dakota Kai has it locked in. Mia Yim nowhere to go. But wait, I eat my words. Mia Yim using those knees to her advantage and able to get out of it. Able to get out of it with the knees getting tangled up by Dakota Kai, but that might have been all Mia Yim needed. And it seems like it is. Picks her up. Follows through. Power driver right on the neck. But look at this. Damage Control doing exactly what Damage Control does best. And that is getting in the way. That is making sure that Damage Control, no. She grabbed the ropes, but she knew it was going to take a little more. So what did she do? She found a way to kick out, ladies and gentlemen. That right there is perseverance. Eat defeat! This time, done the right way. Is this going to be it? No. Both women's finishers so similar. Both women hit it with absolute passion and so much aggression behind it. And as much as the crowd wants them to, and I want them to, they cannot fight forever. There has to be a definitive winner here tonight. And oh man, Mia Yim looks like she's lining up Dakota Kai for what could be the beginning of the end, as Dakota Kai nowhere to go, nothing to do.
Oh, wait a minute. I ate my words here. Is Dakota Kai now looking to fight back a little bit in this matchup. Fighting back and doing a damn good job at it. Beautiful work there by Dakota Kai. And Kai now looking to make sure this get back is the only get back here tonight. Making sure that this get back is the get back that puts the nail in the coffin. And oh man, takes Mia Yim to the outside. And look at this now. Bailey standing over Mia Yim. Now picking up Mia Yim. And Dakota winning axe handle from the top rope. Ladies and gentlemen, that right there is tag action in a singles match. It's hazy, but it's not illegal. Man, the fact that it is not illegal, man, that only hurts me, man. That only hurts me because this right here, big splash by Dakota into the cover. 1, 2, and no. Yim staying alive in this match. How does she do it? I don't know. I do not know, but she is finding a way when there is a Mia, there is a way. And she is showing you that right here tonight. Look at this. Oh, my God. Lining her up now, Dakota Kai looking to put the final nail in the coffin. Has her up on the shoulders. Wait a minute, Mia Yim saying no. Yim getting out of it and fighting back. Not allowing her to do it. Big suplex there. If there's one thing that I could say, it is that Mia Yim needed that slowdown. She needed that suplex. She needed Dakota Kai to be down and out. And oh, she tries to do it again, but no, missed out. Both women having something for everything here tonight. First, Flair and Charlotte did it. Now these two women are doing it. The women, oh my God. Swift kick to the jaw, then drop it down with all the, oh my God, all the everything in the world. But wait a minute, Mia Yim catches her. Yim caught her lacking. Yim caught her lacking. 2. Yim advances. Mia Yim just advanced to the No Way Out chamber. Ladies and gentlemen, this was hard hitting. This had intensity. And ladies and gentlemen, Dakota Kai was trying to do any and everything in her power to make sure the damage control's odds were that much even going into the No Way Out chamber. But ladies and gentlemen, Mia Yim, a star was created tonight out of Mia Yim, because for the first time ever here in Universe Mode, she is not only going to be in the chamber, but she is going to be fighting for the Women's Championship, as she is our first time ever challenger. Man, oh man, this is going to be damn good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Adam Pearce accepted the challenge that LA Knight threw out there. Ladies and gentlemen, to start us off on Mayhem, it's going to be LA Knight going one-on-one with Kyle O'Reilly, but focusing more on tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up next, we are going to be seeing the Godfather of the Judgment Day, Damian Priest, go one-on-one with the Scottish Psychopath, Drew McIntyre. And as a reminder, inside your main event, it is going to be Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley versus the Creed brothers. It's going to be good, and it goes down tonight. Well, alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back out here live in the Raw Zone, and we are ready to get to you guys with action, not just any action. It is time to see the Godfather of the Judgment Day step into the ring with Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough standing behind them. We talked about this earlier tonight. When it comes down to the Judgment Day, it seems like, you know, Damian Priest and JD have taken a bit of a student role to the teacher known as the Godfather, Damian Priest. Priest has been the one to teach them everything that they know in Judgment Day, as Balor has been busy with his reign of terror as world champion. But tonight, the teacher steps up tonight. Damian Priest steps up to show the Young Bucks how it's done. Ladies and gentlemen, this one is going to be damn interesting here tonight, as we are going to see two of Raw's best here tonight step into the ring. As last week, Damian Priest, you know, had a decent match, went one-on-one with Bobby Lashley in a qualifying matchup. Sadly, was not able to walk away with the victory, but still an impressive showing, to say the least. Damian Priest continues to be one of those consistent parts of Raw, and that has got to be something that you got to appreciate, you know? It's not something we usually see here in Universe Mode. But oh man, as Damian Priest is here in the ring, Oh man, I should have knew they were going to waste absolutely no time, ladies and gentlemen. Your Scottish psychopath, the man who put on a 25-minute banger inside your main event of last week's show with Bryan Danielson, ladies and gentlemen, Drew McIntyre. You talk about a man with regret. You talk about a man with intent. You look at a man like this, because that is all that has been on the mind of Drew McIntyre. Regret and intent. Regret on the things that he has done in the past, and intent on what he wants to do going forward. When it comes down to the Judgment Day, ladies and gentlemen, this one's easy. The ramifications for this one are easy. If Drew doesn't win, he doesn't go to No Way Out. He doesn't go and face off against Balor for that world title. But if Drew wins, he goes and does all that. Not only does he go and do all that, but he goes and does all that and finally gets enough wins behind himself to call himself #1 contender, as Adam Pearce has announced that Damian Priest will be the next person in line for Drew McIntyre to face, as this one came out earlier tonight as they had a bit of a war of words. And that was definitely very, very interesting. But here we go as Drew McIntyre running at Damian Priest already early on the matchup. But Damian Priest picking up Drew McIntyre. You gotta argue that McIntyre isn't gonna be at 100% in this matchup, as Damian Priest, neither as Damian Priest had one hell of a showcase against Bobby Lashley last week. And oh my God, now we're seeing him go one-on-one with the Scottish psychopath. Both these men went through absolute war last week. You gotta argue that neither man is at 100%, but at the same time, both men have a lot to prove. You know, McIntyre is so close every single time he's able to get to the big one. And this right now, with the ramifications, with the amount of stipulations behind this match, you gotta argue that this is a big one. Will this be one that Finn Balor is able to, weasel his way and, get a free night off? Or will this be a clear and open career opening night for Drew McIntyre? I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. But wait a minute, look at this. McIntyre just stomping the absolute lights out of Damian Priest, not giving him any room to breathe, and you can't blame him, ladies and gentlemen, as Damian Priest is a continuing thorn in the side of whoever decides to challenge Finn Balor. And oh man, look at this. Drew McIntyre wasting no time with Damian Priest. Urgency! You see nothing but urgency on the mind of Drew McIntyre, but look at this. Look at this, JD McDonough and Dominic Mysterio doing exactly what we know them to do. And look at that! Over the ropes goes the Scottish psychopath. And oh, stomping down over and over and over and over again he goes. Man, oh man, can you blame him, ladies and gentlemen? Referee on the count of 3. Drew needs to remember that he has to win this matchup via pinfall, submission, or count out. But he has to be in the ring for that to happen. And wait a minute now, big kick to the gut there by the Godfather of the Judgment Day, Uranagi on the knee. Priest with a big Uranagi to Drew McIntyre. This match is a big match, to say the least. Just off of the sheer size of these two individuals. Priest now catches them off of the ropes. McIntyre wanted a Glasgow kiss, but Priest said no. Is this one going to be it here? No. No, no, no. McIntyre fighting back, as you can only imagine. That Balor's watching on in the crowd. Beautiful twisting uppercut there by Damian Priest. Priest looks like he wants to close in, but McIntyre says no. Big Glasgow kiss. Glasgow kiss out of nowhere. JD McDonough sees it, and he's trying to play a little bit of interference. Can you blame him? Big punch there by Damian Priest. Priest though, it's not enough. It's not enough. McIntyre has him up on the shoulders. Beautiful. And now as Damian Priest is down and out, McIntyre once again walking him like a dog, and oh! And this time again, Drew McIntyre doing exactly what he needs to do. And wait a minute, lining him up. I think we're gonna see it. Claymore! Is it over? 1, 2, 3. Wow! 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 Broken dreams no longer. Drew McIntyre is going to No Way Out. That Claymore has been one of the most devastating parts of Raw recently, as Drew McIntyre seems like he is looking to replay it all, but this time corrects the timeline, beating Damian Priest, beating Bryan Danielson. Drew McIntyre is doing what he needs to do to get himself to that top spot, and now he finds himself inside a match with the world's heavyweight champion, and his name is Finn Balor. But ladies and gentlemen, next week's Raw is going to be damn good, as we are going to be seeing DIY go against FTR and Starrcade rematch. But that's not all, ladies and gentlemen. It will be a 6-man tag match, as the Undisputed Era are going to be taking on LA Knight and a couple of his friends, as the Alpha Academy are going to be helping them. And ladies and gentlemen, CM Punk is going to be making his Raw debut, as he goes one-on-one with another man who's going to be making his Raw debut, and that is the Samoan Submission Machine, Samoa Joe. And inside your main event, it's going to be a damn good one, as Raw New Year's is coming live, and it's going to be good. AJ Styles, Finn Balor, one-on-one, man, oh man, that's going to be good. Ladies and gentlemen, the night has accommodated all night to this epic tag match of epic tag proportions that we are going to be seeing here tonight. As we all know, coming up in 2 weeks or less than 2 weeks time, it is going to be The Shield going 2-on-2 with the men themselves, known as the new tag team champions, FTR, for the tag team championships. But ladies and gentlemen, let's just talk about the power display, the work that has been being put on by the Shield. Ladies and gentlemen, they have been doing what they got to do. Last week in the main event, we seen Bryan Danielson step inside the ring with Drew McIntyre. One hell of a matchup that was. Raw Anniversary was one hell of a show. We seen the Shield team up as Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson defeated the team of DIY to even become #1 contenders. And last week, or excuse me, 2 weeks ago on Mayhem, Bryan Danielson put the absolute hurt, the absolute beat down on Bobby Fish. But ladies and gentlemen, focusing on this team right here, the Creed brothers, Julius and Brutus. Listen, these guys are dangerous, dangerous men, and when they step inside the ring, expect hard-hitting action. Ladies and gentlemen, the first time we ever seen these two guys here in Universe Mode was back at the Starrcade Tag Team Tournament, and one hell of a tournament it was, as we seen these two team, step up. And, round one, and nothing crazy. They wrestled in round one, and one hell of a matchup it was, to say the least. One hell of a matchup it was, to say the least, as they took on the team of the Undisputed Era and wasn't able to walk away with the victory. But at the end of the day, we knew who the Creed brothers were. And although they haven't had much spotlight, much top spotlight here in Universe Mode, they have been looking for that next step up, and it seems like this could be it, as Jon Moxley is going to be starting off here tonight with Julius Creed here. And oh man, wait a minute, Moxley starting off heavy here. Big DDT there, going into the covers. This one going to be it here early on in the matchup. 1, 2, and no, kick out there. Beautiful, beautiful kick out. And look at that, Moxley wasting absolutely no time, going right after Brutus. Knows the big man. Brutus is dangerous, but look at that, Julius coming right after his brother, trying to protect his brother any which way he can, and I don't blame him. Moxley came into this one a little overzealous, and oh, big niche right there. Shout out to the game. Listen, Moxley, he's a dangerous individual. Bryan's a dangerous individual. When you look at a team like Moxley and Bryan, it's a dangerous team. And when you talk about singles action, both of these guys have everything over the Creed brothers. But when you talk about tag team action, this is a realm that the Shield are stepping into. Very new, especially with this variation. Beautiful arm drag there into the covers. This one going to be it here. Julius comes to the save, though. Bryan Danielson, another guy that, you got to argue is not going to be 100% going into this matchup. Now, Moxley's had a bit of a break, and a bit of a break here in Universe Mode, as he hasn't wrestled since Raw Anniversary, since becoming #1 contender for the Tag Team Championships. But Bryan wrestled last week on Raw. 1 week later, going one-on-one with Drew McIntyre inside our main event, putting on a 25-minute classic. One hell of a matchup that was, but Bryan now steps back into the ring for tag team action, as he's still a singles competitor as Bryan Danielson. Still one hell of an asset to the Shield, but at the end of the day, Bryan Danielson, he has one hell of a matchup he has to look forward to, a matchup of his career, and that is for the Tag Team Championship. So I want to remind everybody that this isn't the first time that we are seeing Bryan Danielson go for the Tag Team Championships here in Universe Mode, as he once teamed up with Seth Rollins at SummerSlam to go against the Usos for the Tag Team Championships, but this time teaming up with Moxley. Big kick there by Julius Creed, and Creed's going to have to get that tag if he
or, you know, if he, or, you know, yeah, or, oh my God, big exploder suplex there. Is this going to be it here? Into the cover here? No. I was going to say Julius is going to need to get that tag in if he's looking to do any kind of damage to the Shield here tonight, as the Shield have been the dominant ones. Beautiful, beautiful work. Into the cover. There he goes. Moxley looking to clean up work here. One, and no. Kick out at one. Beautiful stay alive here by the Creed brothers. And something else I want to remind everybody in this matchup is, you know, John Moxley is Money in the Bank. Moxley has held that that Mr. Money in the Bank contract for quite some time here in Universe Mode, and he's done a damn excellent job at making sure he keeps that championship up. And listen, when you look at a guy like John Moxley, this is a guy who takes any opportunity he can and make sure he thrives on it. John Moxley is a dangerous, dangerous individual, and teaming up with a guy like Bryan Danielson, you gotta argue that just mixes for a damn dangerous tag team. But wait a minute, look at this now. Moxley tags in Danielson. Both men looking to use a bit of tag team work to their advantage. Picking up Julius and dropping him down. Beautiful, beautiful work there. Danielson and Moxley playing absolutely no games. As wait a minute now, look at this. Danielson to the top rope, and oh, goes back down. Not really too worried about, not too worried about Julius. Seems like Julius is taking the brunt of his attack, and now Brutus looking to take his. Look at this now. DDT on the apron. Bryan looking to do any and everything he can below. Julius with a DDT, absolutely dumping Danielson. I don't know if they can hear us, but if we can get a camera over there to see it a little better. There we go. Oh, man, angle lock. Angle lock locked in, but Danielson's been in it before. He knows how to get out of it. Danielson definitely knows how to get out of it. Very beautiful work there by Bryan Danielson. Danielson now looking to ground and pound Brutus, looking to get Brutus to a ground-based level, and oh my God, big DDT there. You know, we know Bryan as one of the world's greatest wrestlers. We've looked at him at that for quite some time here in Universe Mode, but something we also know he's damn good at is, you know, technical wrestling. That's something we've seen a whole hell of a lot of last week and the week before, as Bryan's been having one hell of a marathon of matches here in Universe Mode. And wait a minute, Bryan now looks to do more work. We're going to also announce so much to announce here in this matchup that Bryan, after last week's episode of Universe Mode, was named our third pillar here in Universe Mode. No, kick out at one there by Bryan. Beautiful stay alive. But yes, Bryan was named our third pillar here in Universe Mode. As the pillars being named now is Finn Balor, Adam Cole, and Bryan Danielson. Into the cover now. Is this going to be it here? Brutus looking to take him down here early on in the matchup. Is that I thought that was going to be it, but wait a minute. Looks to do more damage. And wait a minute, Brutus could be clean at house, ladies and gentlemen. But I want to let everybody know that as this crazy match continues and the Creed brothers get the tag, we are going to have to go on commercial break, and we will be right back. Well, ladies and gentlemen, No Way Out is coming here live in less than 2 weeks, and it is going to be damn good, as we are going to be seeing LA Knight go one-on-one with the man himself, the Intercontinental Champion. His name is Adam Cole. Baby. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back from commercial break, and over the commercial break, as it seems like what was just going on there, the Creed brothers were dominating, but now, as we are back, Bryan Danielson looks to take this one. And try to control a little bit of it. I mean, listen, I hope he can do the best that he can do, as Bryan Danielson has taken a lot of hurt in this match. Oh my God. Danielson popping out with some new moves, as we know Danielson's eye got injured 2-3 weeks back at Raw Anniversary when the Shield went 2-on-2 with DIY in that #1 contenders match for the tag team championship opportunity at No Way Out. And in that matchup, it was Bryan Danielson who got a knee strike straight to the eye by Tommaso Ciampa, which took his eye out. And wait a minute, beautiful work there by Julius Creed staying in the matchup, you know, seeing that Brutus is a little hurt, seeing that he's down and out, but understanding that at the same time, you know, shit needs to get done. Things need to get done. And wait a minute now. Look at this. Moxley now looking to make his opponent tap. Is Moxley going to put him away? No. Man, oh man, I was not expecting that, ladies and gentlemen. John Moxley showing out and showing up for this one here tonight. And wait a minute. Moxley now looks to dump him to the outside. Moxley dumping him. And going right after Brutus. Cleaning house. We know John Moxley for his silly antics. We know John Moxley for being a lunatic. We know John Moxley for being Mr. Money in the Bank.
And now we are seeing Moxley bring tag team wrestling to a whole nother level here tonight. Man, oh man. And wait a minute. Paradigm shift! 1-0! In the nick of time. Judas was there in the nick of time. And oh! Takes him down. One more, no. Oh, wait a minute, I thought he was going to get hit with one more. Brutus says no. A suplex like that is hard-hitting and more hard-hitting than it would be on any other individual, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be good. It's going to be damn good for what these two men have in store for the Shield here tonight. And oh man, wait a minute. What does Brutus have in mind here? Oh my God, beautiful takedown there, knocking Moxley right into the ropes. Moxley trying to get out of a dangerous situation, but Julius Creed had his brother's back. And look at this now. Into the cover. Is this going to be it here? Moxley's foot looks like he was under the ropes, but I eat my words. He was going to have to kick out. And kick out he did. And it seems like it took a lot out of him, as the Creed brothers are definitely doing their work. They're doing their damage in this matchup here tonight. Beautiful, taking him right into the corner as he goes there. Moxley now looking to make this one a little more methodical, looking to change up the pace of this one, dragging him, hanging him like a noose. Moxley like a noose, just hanging Julius Creed in the corner. And look at this now. Tagging in Bryan Danielson, one of the greatest wrestlers of our generation, is now into the chat, ladies and gentlemen. And he is ready for war. As Danielson is going to want to get a win back from last week going into their tag team matchup. But look at this. Danielson looking to lock in the leg. Danielson looking to make him tap, and no. Danielson, we seen him put the Scottish Psychopath in that same maneuver last week, as Drew McIntyre was absolutely fighting for his life in that maneuver. But wait a minute, Danielson now really looking to make him put it away. Now really looking to do it. But unable to do so, ladies and gentlemen. Every which way these guys go, it just seems like back and forth. It just seems like teetering back and forth. No matter how they go, no matter where they go, it is just not going to give with the order. And the only way one of these men are truly going to be able to beat each other is by incapacitating each other. And wait a minute. Now Danielson getting punched. I don't think he realizes that he's not the legal man anymore. Or is he maybe? Wait a minute. Julius now looking to pick him up. And oh my God. Dropping Danielson down and making sure it hurt. Making sure it damn sure hurt. And oh man, wait a minute now. What does Moxley have in mind for Julius Creed? Bringing him right into the ropes, or against the ropes, I should say. Creed now fighting back against Moxley. Moxley fighting back against Creed. Wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen. We're stars born here tonight. What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? Moxley is hurting his opponents here tonight. Look at this! Paradigm shift! Into the cover! No! Moxley screaming to himself, thinking to himself, what is next? What must I do to put away this man? And I'm going to be completely honest with you, I don't even know. What I do know, like I said earlier tonight, is whatever you do to put each other, to either one of these men to put each other away, they're going to have to make sure they're down and out for good, because that's the only way I see them going down. And oh, big gut check there by Bryan Danielson. Beautiful, beautiful work there by Danielson. And oh my God, Danielson kicks him in the face. I think I know what Danielson wants. I think the world knows what Danielson wants. Danielson wants something big here. Big kick to the back. Man, oh man, and look at this. The amount of pain and the amount of violence that the Shield have inflicted on the Creed brothers here tonight is unimaginable. And look at this. Up and down he goes. Danielson making sure he's stuck with it. Making sure it hurts.
And look at this now. Moxley in the ring, sign still delivered off the ropes, catches Julius. Julius caught lacking, ladies and gentlemen, into the covers. This one gonna be it here? No. Brutus saves the day right in the nick of time. How did he do it? I don't know, but he found a way. But look at this Moxley. Moxley not letting up on Julius at all, making sure he understands what's going on in this matchup, making sure he understands the violence that's being put on display. And wait a minute now, Bryan looks to do more damage, but oh wait, Bryan just got caught by Julius. Julius, look at a tag in Brutus. Last ditch effort. Wait a minute. Wait! Brutus ball! No cover! Brutus wants to put the nail in the coffin! Cause of Danielson, he's gonna do it. They're gonna beat the Shield. No! The Creed brothers almost had it. They were right there to beating the Shield. But Psycho, yeah! 1-0! The Creed brothers helping in the nick of time. That Brutus ball should have been it. That should have been the thing to put him away. But the Shield got lucky, and that Psycho knee. I don't want to say it might. That Psycho knee put that young man out. If it is not for Moxley putting the beating on Julius, if it wasn't for Julius, then this man right here will be down and out. And look at this Danielson. Danielson going to the wishing well and doing the only thing he knows how to do, and that's make his opponent tap. And tap they do. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, what you just seen here tonight inside your main event was an absolute classic. What you just witnessed inside your main event was a tag team match that is going to be talked about for years. A tag team match that win, lose, or draw had no way out. The Shield have put the Creed brothers on the map. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, when Moxley and Danielson came down to the tag team division, when they said they were going to do the work, they meant just that. They didn't just go after the tag team championships. They earned an opportunity. And ladies and gentlemen, I've been saying it since War Games, the Shield is taking the hell over, and the takeover starts here, and it begins officially January 7th as we are going to be seeing the tag team titles on the line when FTR defends them against this team right here. And with what we've been seeing of the Shield, if I'm FTR, I'd be worried, ladies and gentlemen. But as confirmed after tonight, it is going to be Drew McIntyre, Finn Balor one-on-one for the World Heavyweight Championship. And that is going to be a damn good one, ladies and gentlemen, as it has been brewing over the last couple of weeks. And LA Knight will finally get his hands on Adam Cole. But this time, the Intercontinental Championship will be on the line, and the Undisputed Era will be banned from ringside, ladies and gentlemen. And these are our participants so far for the Women's Elimination Chamber World Heavyweight Championship match. It has been damn good building up to it. Who will be the final participant? Find out in the coming weeks. And ladies and gentlemen, find out who your final participant for the Men's Chamber is going to be, as it is going to be... You almost had me there. Find out next week, ladies and gentlemen, as also next week, we are going to be having a mega show when the New Year's show goes live. It'll be the first show of 2024, FTR versus DIY. Samoa Joe makes his Raw debut. CM Punk makes his Raw debut in one-on-one action. 6-man tag action between the Undisputed Era, LA Knight, and his old friends in the Alpha Academy. And inside your main event, it is going to be Balor Styles one-on-one.